Hello, I'm Junkyard Rat. Welcome to the Junkyard Rat Show here in lovely San Francisco, here in the Oddfellows building. I'm really excited, and I want to talk about. I went to opening day, the A's versus the Angels. I'm an Angels fan, but I don't like going to sporting events. I don't know why I go to sporting events. I don't like sitting around and having a bunch of people sitting around me. But it's like it's so complicated to go to a sporting event these days. Like you have to have like the MLB app just to get a. They don't. They don't sell tickets at the box office, so you got to do it. You got to do it online. You got to make sure that your phone is charged up. You got to make sure your Wi-Fi is running, and my Wi-Fi is not always running. Because I got track phone and I got to pay for the Wi-Fi, and there's times that I ran out of Wi-Fi. I had to make sure I didn't use the Wi-Fi for a couple of weeks to make sure I had Wi-Fi so I can scan my ticket. And I walked in security and I actually put my vape pen down. And it took security 10 minutes to decide if they were going to let me in with a vape pen. And then finally they said, you can bring it in, just don't use it. Don't use it. And in fact, I went to the Coliseum last year, but I hadn't been to an A's game in a couple of years because I did get kicked out for smoking weed at the A's game a couple of years ago. They just escorted me out, but I was talking to a friend of mine and he said that years ago, I think it was years ago, he got caught smoking weed at the A's game and they took him inside a little jail cell. They had a jail cell for the Raider fans. And it turns I was never in the jail cell, but maybe they got rid of the jail cell once the Raiders left. Maybe the Raiders just took their cell with them to Vegas or something. But yeah, it's like, and you sit there like it cost me $15 for a hot dog and a Coke. And before I could pay for my food, which wasn't in cash because they wouldn't accept cash, they asked me if I wanted to give them a tip. I'm like, why am I gonna tip you? You know? Like, and it feels weird telling somebody I don't want to tip you. But I'm blind as hell. I can't see near, so it's like I couldn't even see which pitcher to press for their tip anyway. And I just said, nah, I'm not, no tip today. Like, I just want to pay for my hot dog and my stupid Coke and go sit down. And I'm surprised the A's fans actually show up because we all know this team's not going to be around. And even worse, the Angels don't come back until September. Like I gotta wait till September. And I went to the wrong game because they were winning 1-0. Otani was pitching. He gets 10 strikeouts, but of course they can't score any more runs. And in the eighth inning was tied up 1-1. And I just bailed. I said, you know what? I'm getting the hell out of here. The last thing I like to see a bunch of A's fans happy and excited. I don't like to see A's fans happy. If the A's are doing better than the Angels, which happens once in a while, I don't even go to the stadium because I like to show up when the Angels are on top. Or I could just look at them and go, yeah, your team sucks. And I'm an Angels fan. It was freezing cold, and I remember there's like a freaking bar inside this place somewhere. And I went to the bar. I just kicked it for a while, but I just left. And the Angels like lost in overtime, in extra innings. And I guess one of the Angels players got a confrontation, Rendon, with one of the fans because the fan called him a bitch. And you don't call Latino males bitches. You just don't do that. That isn't allowed in our culture. You wanna call a man a bitch, call a white man a bitch. I had a woman text me, call me a bitch. She was mad at me, like is that like the, oh, that's like the worst put down. And they tell you forever, don't call women bitches, but women got no problem calling a man a bitch. Like so I'm a bitch. So what? Like So what? I don't. It doesn't bother me, but like I didn't get thrown out. I didn't smoke anything. I did buy some popcorn though for like $12. I thought it was caramel. It was just butter popcorn. It's like, what am I doing in this stupid place? And of course, on Saturday the Angels win 13-1. On Sunday they won 6-0. Why the hell I was at this game where they lost? Like, you know. And this Angels team is like, they're like stacked. How the hell they even lost on opening day? It's like it's kind of sad, you know. It's like going to the Coliseum and like hanging out with a friend, you know, is gonna end up in prison soon. You know the days are numbered, but you're there just to say goodbye, you know. But it's like it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like I don't even know why I even do these things. I don't like sporting events. I never sit where I'm supposed to sit because I like to sit by myself almost. I like to be up in the rafters where they got the TVs. You can barely see the game. Like you can watch a baseball game perfectly fine at home, but it's like, and the prices are outrageous, you know, the ticket prices, and the fans only get excited when it's like, when there's some kind of weird thing going on, like when they do the races with the three hats, the three different hats going around, and you're supposed to guess which hat wins a race or where the ball is hit, and like it's like, why do I even go to these things, you know? It's crazy. It's like crazy, and like I might be back in September, but it's actually I'm thinking about going to San Diego for July 4th because the Angels are playing in San Diego and my dad lives in San Diego, but it's like I feel bad for the A's fans, but it's your fault. You keep showing up, you know. And this is probably the biggest attendance for A's fans all year is gonna be opening day. Like, and it's a big deal. Opening day is a big deal. Like, they were undefeated, and but like I said, the minute I heard the A's fans get excited, I was like, I gotta go. Nothing worse than a bunch of happy A's fans, you know. I don't, I don't know what, and like, why can't Major League Baseball get get like a smoking section, you know? Why not let us smoke inside the stupid stadium? Why not let us like have like the third section where you could have like a smoking area? We're outdoors for God's sakes. When did I don't understand why is it like when did it become regulation you can't smoke outdoors? You can smoke outdoors. You know the biggest event I've ever been at the Coliseum is like a motocross race. And and I was like it was packed. In fact, there were some people sitting way in the top smoking weed and they got busted. And because they got cameras on everybody out here in the stadium. And I know somebody who works security at the A's game. And in fact, I think she is, I didn't know her back then when I got escorted out, but I think she kind of escorted me out of the stadium, you know. I don't know. Maybe it was her, you know, because, you know, but it's like we got too many regulations. You can't even go to a stadium and smoke a little weed. It's baseball, you know? They got a section where you can't have peanuts. I get it. People got allergies. But like, why not give us a little area we could smoke weed? There used to be a section in the Coliseum they would let us smoke weed, but now they're all into this family thing. You know, everything is about family. Like for family this, family that, you know. Who cares about families, you know? Who cares about families? Why you want to make your kids be A's fans anyway? They're leaving. They're leaving, you know. Don't don't put your have your kids be Giants fans. At least the Giants are going to be around. And it's like there's a big difference between being a Giants fan and A's fan in the Bay Area. The Giants fans are the wealthy ones. They're the ones with the money. If people know that you're an A's fan in the Bay Area, they kind of look down at you, you know. They think you must be like you're broke, you know. You're broke. You're a cheap. You're broke. You don't. Your Ace fans are like, and it's not true, you know. But I expected more Otani fans. Where were they had like Japanese camera crews out there interviewing anybody who walked in with the Otani sign. I was wearing an Otani jersey. Didn't ask me shit. I didn't know Japanese, but it's like I'm wearing an Otani jersey. Goddamn it, interview me, you know. And they keep talking about how great Otani is, and he's great. You know, 10 strikeouts. I mean, you deserve to be in the major leagues. The guy's hitting home runs, but they act like like this is like nobody else can do this. I'm sure there could have been a lot of players that could have been pitchers and batters in the major leagues. You know, they got in the National League, the pitchers still bat, and some of them can actually bat pretty good. So don't make out like Otani like he's a once in a lifetime thing. We just don't allow people to be more than one thing, you know. You you gotta be one thing here, you know. You either pitch or you bat, you catch the ball, and it's like, but the food prices are incredible. I mean, a damn hot dog, I'm a hot dog and a Coke for like $15, you know, and they at least they give you a choice between 5 different Cokes. You can have cherry Coke, but if you want something else in the Coke, you're out of luck, you know. But you get to choose any kind of damn Coke you want. Cherry Coke, Diet Coke, sugar-free Coke. I mean, how many different Cokes are there, you know? Like, who cares? I actually tried the Coke coffee. Coke came out with a coffee, and it tastes like Coke and coffee. It's it wasn't bad, you know, but I'm sure they spent millions of dollars taste testing this shit, you know. Like, I mean, I can separate my Coke and my coffee. I don't need both of them at the same time, you know. But it's like at the end, you can bring your own food to the stadium, you know, like at least they allow you to bring food, but I'm not gonna show up with a bunch of food. I'm not showing up with a backpack, you know. I'm not going there a lot. So when I show up, I'm willing to buy the shitty food. But it's shitty food, you know. It's shitty food. At least put in a McDonald's. Put in something, you know. But we all know they're gone, you know. Like nobody want, and the Oakland fans are upset. You know, they're like, we lost the Raiders, we lost the Warriors, we're gonna lose the A's. You didn't lose the goddamn Warriors. The Warriors moved back to San Francisco where they came from. They used to be the San Francisco Warriors, okay? And the Warriors would have gone to Vegas too if they hadn't won all these championships. They started winning championships, and somebody said, "Hey, let San Francisco said, let's build these people an arena." You know, they're winning championships, and thank God for the Warriors. You know, because the Warriors don't get enough credit. Really, they don't get enough credit. Like, I admire the Warriors because the Warriors don't get arrested. You don't hear about one of the Warriors having a TikTok video with a gun. Like, yeah, I mean, who's that stupid? I don't know if they do background checks on these players, but I admire that we don't have like we don't got people getting busted on the Warriors. You know, we don't got we got good choir boys. You know, like they don't want to talk about it, but the Warriors is like a Christian run team. You know, Steve Kerr is a big time Christian. I mean, Curry's a big time Christian. I'm down with the Christians, you know. I don't got a problem with that, you know. But it's like, I'll go to the Warrior games too. And the new Warriors arena is nice, but yeah, don't let your kids grow up to A's fans because they're not gonna be. At least the Raider fans. The Raiders are cool, you know. At least you know. At least Vegas is cool, and you know you didn't lose the Raiders, dumbass. I mean, there's a team in Santa Clara that you can still root for a Beria team, you know. Don't act like, oh my God, they took our team away. Your team came from LA. Your team, the Raiders, the Raiders are the biggest team in LA, you know. The fact that they didn't have enough balls to stick them back in LA, you know, where all their fan base is, you know, the Rams and the Chargers together, their fan bases together do not equal the Raider fan base. It's kind of sad that the NFL didn't stick 'em, but I mean, yeah, the A's are going to Vegas. The sad thing is the A's don't. The Vegas, they don't even want the A's either. Like they're being forced to take the A's. You know, Vegas doesn't care about baseball. They got the Vegas has the A's AAA team. You know, and in fact, the A's are a AAA team. They should just they should just sell the team, and I don't know where, but it's like you got billionaire owners. The guy's just cheap, you know. You got a GM who is known for finding cheap players that are good. That's what the A's are known for. And people like to criticize the Angels ownership, you know. The Angels can't make the playoffs. But one thing I like about the Angels, they're willing to pay a lot of money for these damn players, you know. They cost a lot of money. Otani is making like 60 million this year, you know. 60 million. The whole A's the whole A's team together is making 60 million, you know. I mean, I don't think but the A's don't pay shit for their players, you know. And like and I can see why. They know. But Major League Baseball is going to force the A's to move to Vegas. And they're going to, not only that, they're going to jack us. They're going to jack us and act like they're going to do, like, we're going to try to build a stadium for the A's, you know, in Oakland. Like, you're not trying to build shit, you know. We don't want the A's. Like, I'm an Angels fan, and, you know, I'll be sad to see the A's go. But frankly, you know, not only am I won't be that sad because when the Raiders moved to Vegas, a lot of us were hoping that the Raider fans were going to go with them. You know, a lot of us were like, "Go with your team, bro. Go with your team. It's cheaper down there. There's nothing keeping you here, bro. Nothing. You can't afford the Bay Area. Why are you here? You know." I mean, I've been in a one time I was on a plane full of Raider fans. Uh, Going Oakland back to LA. So the Raider fans will travel anywhere to see their team, you know. I got no problem with that. But don't give me this. We lost our team. No, you didn't lose shit, you know. The Warriors didn't go. The Warriors moved across town, you know. Hey, that's what happens, you know. That's what happens. A successful business, they get rich, they move to San Francisco, don't they? The Warriors did the same thing. They moved to San Francisco. And you know the saddest thing? The Warrior players still prefer to play in Oakland in the arena than this nice new stadium. And the arena is really nice. I went to a game last year. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's really not. You know the favorite thing about the new Warriors arena? You buy a cup, you buy like your own cup to drink Coke, and they got it on tap. You can just keep refilling your own shit, you know? You don't have to keep buying another Coke, like, you know? And the Oakland Coliseum, like the bathrooms smell terrible. People pee on the ground. They just don't give a fuck, you know? People don't care. The stadium is older than me. It's the oldest. It's not the oldest stadium in baseball because there's a couple of stadiums that have been around for 100 years, like Wrigley Field in Chicago. You know, that's because they're trying to keep this thing running. You know, I think the Red Sox stadium has been around for 100 years, but that's because they keep fixing these things up. The Coliseum, they haven't done shit to it in years. You know, Fenway. You know what's gonna happen in the Coliseum? Some church is gonna buy it and have a religious service. In fact, the Coliseum the Coliseum land has already been sold to a former player and a bunch of business investors. It's already been sold. Like your team is gone. There's no place for your team, you know. Remember years ago there was the rumor that the A's were gonna move to San Jose, but it's like Fremont, but they don't want the A's of Fremont. They don't want the A's. Nobody wants the A's. I hate to tell you this, but there's baseball's got too many goddamn teams, you know. Nobody wants the A's. Vegas doesn't. The only reason Vegas is gonna take the team because Major League Baseball is gonna tell them like, hey, you want to bet on baseball games legally? Well, you better take our fucking team, because we will make sure you can't. We will give you trouble if you don't take our team. They would do it too. In fact, they're probably gonna make a deal with some Vegas casino. You know, they're gonna sell the rights, but it's like I don't got a problem with the A's moving. Nobody wants you. I mean, I feel bad because I'm an Angels fan, but the Angels are gonna play in San Francisco every year now anyway. Like I don't like going to the Giants Stadium. I don't like it. It's too small. It's too packed. And the number one thing sold in the Coliseum is goddamn beers. Goddamn beers. I don't get it. Why can't you fans just show up drunk? Why you keep spending your why you paying $10 for a damn beer, Show up show up drunk like the rest of us do. You go to a concert, you show up drunk. So sad. They're gonna take our team. They're gonna take our No, they're not taking you. They're not taking your team. Nobody wants your team, dude. And I feel bad because the A's fans, if they had a winning team, they would show up. They would show up. But they're not gonna have a winning team. They're not gonna show up. They and the thing about it is like that GM. It's not even a GM anymore. I think he's like president of the team. I mean, that guy's a genius because a lot of years the A's have a better record than the Angels. The Angels are the Angels are paying one player, Mike Trout, like 300 million over 8 years, and the A's still seem to have a better record, which is crazy. But hey, you know, that GM, he's moving to Vegas too. He's going. He's not staying here. I don't know why he's still with the A's. Like, and that guy's famous because he got busted for running too much water in his house. He lives near me. He lives in Orinda, which is near my hood where I live, and his name got put in the paper because he has a big ass garden. He uses too much water, and like, oh my God, so terrible. Like, so terrible. We got a water police here. Like, we want these people to have these nice ass gardens, but we can't let them have extra water. If they want to pay extra water, let them pay for the extra water. The whole drought thing is BS. It's all bullshit. You know why we're always in the drought in the Bay Area? Because our water gets sold to LA. LA doesn't have enough water. And you know what? It's all bullshit. Israel doesn't have enough water. You know what Israel does? They clean up ocean water. They clean it up. We can do the same thing. We can do the same thing. We're just lazy. If we really needed to have some water, and even the water we have, the free water, it's not even that clean. It's not even that clean. People have to buy faucets to clean the water. You're poor in a third world country. You got no water, you got no electricity. In America, you got all that stuff. But it's like, yeah, I'm supposed to have a guest, but she's driving up from Crockett, and I guess her dog got out. She had to go catch her dog. Crockett, isn't that the name of the guy from Miami Vice? Yeah, the water filters. Now they make you buy a water filter to clean the water. You know, the water is not clean. We get free water, or water. We can clean the water ourselves. We can do that. We have that technology to clean up ocean water. We got ocean water everywhere, but it's like every year we're in a drought. Well, we're not in a drought anymore, are we? Because it rained like a mother out there. It rained so much that people are wondering if the government can control the weather now. That's how much it rained. I'm thinking because they make it rain. Like when you hear people making it rain at a strip club, the government can make it rain. They can make shit rain. And I'm thinking they might be able to control the weather. And I don't got a problem if they make it rain during a night. If you want to rain all night long, hey, I'm down with that, you know? The crazy thing is I got some I got some roof thing where I live. I hear the water coming down when it rains all night long. It's like pop, 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 pop. Oh man. You know, what's up with that dog? Like my show's important. Like, you know, you gotta you gotta make sure your dog is locked in 24 hours ahead of time because you can't be late to my show because you gotta capture a dog, you know. You're gonna make me get my other glasses and actually read. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can make it rain, can you? You can make it rain. Make it rain. Like, I don't got a problem with the government making it rain, you know? Personally, I'm not afraid of a hurricane. It's on my bucket list to survive a hurricane one day. I know it's yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another thing. I don't got a problem with Russia fighting Ukraine. You know, I don't care. Ukraine's our goddamn neighbor. You know, like we don't go into Mexico. You know, Mexico is filled with American military. I had a cousin who went to Cuba like 10 years ago. He said he couldn't believe that there's so much American military inside Cuba itself. You know, we act like Mexico is like Ukraine. If Mexico gets out of line and starts making deals with China and they become communist, we're gonna be in there too. We're gonna be in there taking them over. You're like, you can't do that, you know? You're our neighbor. And like people they don't care about Mexico at all. They don't realize Mexico is filled with American guns killing people. American guns are killing people all over Mexico. There's got to be at least 10 people who die every day in Mexico because of our guns. You know, it's so easy to sneak in weapons into Mexico. It's a joke. Mexico doesn't even have, they don't even check anybody driving in. Have you ever driven into Tijuana? They don't even check. They're like, they just wave at you, like, hey, come in, spend all your money, you know? Like, you know, I mean, the whole thing, and I got a solution for school shootings. I got a solution. These assault weapons, they all come with chips. They come with chips. The Obama administration, they decided to test out, they wanted to see where these guns travel in Mexico. They put a bunch of chips in the guns and they send them all over Mexico so they can keep track of them. And these guns actually kill people in the border. They killed Americans. So they're able to put chips in these guns. So this is what you do. You make sure that these assault weapons have like some kind of Wi-Fi in them, right? As soon as they get near a school, you alert the police. I mean, that could work, you know. They're talking about that in the future they'll be able to shut down your car. They'll be able to turn off your car. If you're in a police chase, they'll be able to use a computer, turn off your car so your motor won't run. Hey, you can do that with a car. You can do it with an assault weapon, right? I these, you know, yeah, you can do it. Like, why can't? I mean, you walk in with a bunch of assault weapons to school, like, you know, and then why are all these school shootings happening in the spring? Do people like get worried like summertime's coming, you know? Uh, nobody shoots up a summer school during, you know. Why do they all happen in the spring? Do people get worried? And like, then we had a woman shooting up a school, but nah, she's transgender. She's transgender. She's a man. She's a man. We can't. I don't got like. I didn't realize there's only been like 5 mass shooters that were women. Why is that? You know? Why is that? It's because there's always a man there trying to pull a gun out of a woman. It's because women get watched. And I don't understand. I don't get it how these school shooters don't get watched. Like, I get watched like a motherfucker, you know? I get watched people on the internet. I get watched. My neighbors watch me. A bunch of old people. They hate social media. They watch me. Like my mom stalks me. My mom stalks me. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how these people don't get watched. Everybody else is getting watched. Everybody gets watched in America. Why is it nobody says, hey man, this person's got a bunch of guns? It's like, I'm not even. And the thing about the assault weapons, we make the assault weapons here. These school shooters aren't running around with a Russian assault weapon shooting kids. They're American assault weapons. We make it. We sell it. I'm quite sure, but the thing that really troubles me is like they don't care if assault weapons are killing people all over the world. They only care if it happens to Americans in America. If a gun kills an American in Mexico, hey, it's all over the news. It's all over the news. American guns are killing Mexicans every day. Nobody cares. Like, hey, you wanna shut down? Like, why don't you care? Like, and that's a troubling thing. Is like we sell these assault weapons to militaries all over the world. We arm it. The Ukrainians are using our weapons. Money, yeah, it's all money. Somebody told me you can't even sue these gun manufacturers. Hey, you can't sue McDonald's either. You can sue them. You just can't win. There's a difference between but hey, like I feel bad. It's like it's crazy. Like it's crazy, but when I was in high school, when I was in school, we had Republican teachers who had NRA stickers in their classrooms. We all knew some of these people carry guns. If there was a problem in our high school, they would know exactly who to come and get because one of these fools had a gun on them in their car, you know? And I don't understand why we can't there was no security in my high school. They let us walk out whenever we felt like it. Like you don't want to go to class, we don't care. We're not going to stop you from walking out. We just don't care. In fact, when you turned 18, you could call yourself in sick anyway. It was a joke. It was a joke, but I'm not saying we should arm every teacher's got to have a gun. But like, I think part of the problem is that we went to war with Republicans in the state of California. So our teachers basically are nice people. I feel bad. But I think we should have cops on campus. Like, you go to a bad high school, you got cops on campus. Why can't they have them everywhere? It's like, and like, we can't stop crazy people for going crazy and shooting up schools. We can't do it. I hate to tell you this, but gun control, we could ban assault weapons. These fools are going to show up. And with the new technology, it doesn't really matter because with the new technology, you can take a regular gun and make it semi automatic. They're going to figure out a way to do it. But you know what we can do? We can do is we can figure out why people are that pissed. Why are these people that pissed? Why are they that crazy? Everybody knows who the crazy people are. Like, why can't we just watch them? I mean, you got neighbors basically stalking anybody they don't like. People they don't they stalk them for their social media. Why can't we watch these fools? It's like it's crazy. Yeah, you can make your own guns. You know what? We're not the whole gun control thing is a mute issue because we can do it. We can build guns. We can There are guns everywhere. There's more guns in America than people. Legal guns. I'm not one of these people who thinks we should ban guns because frankly, I mean, I'm more afraid of the police than some crazy fool shooting up, like But I had a friend who actually he was in a school shooting back. I think it was Modesto or Stockton. This is about 30 years ago, But I mean, we got to deal with mental illness. We got crazy people. We have no place to put them. You know what they do with crazy people in Tennessee and Nashville? You know what they do with the crazy? They bring them to the Bay Area so they can hang out here in the Tenderloin and smoke crack. Smoke crack. Like, we can't control crazy people. Like, it's like, but we could watch them. We should have better security. Like I haven't been in school in years. I'm not sure how we could keep crazy people from walking into a school. But if we got to put a fence around the school so you can't walk in there, let's put a fence around these schools. We put fences everywhere anyway. Why not? Let's make the schools so I mean, these outdoor schools, they're huge. They're hard to control, but I how is it we're not watching these people? I mean, everybody I know is getting spied on, getting watched, but these crazy people, I mean, like their parents don't even know. Half of these people, their parents didn't even know they had guns. Like, you think you think that there's anything in my house that I own that my mom doesn't know is in there? My mom, I'm 50. My mom still looks through my shit in my room. Like, I know it's sad to admit this, but like, where are the parents? Where are the crazy parents? You got crazy kids. You know your kids are crazy. You know your kids spend all the time looking at these websites full of assault weapons. You know your kids love guns. And frankly, we can keep a list of everybody who's got assault weapons. Like, it's not that hard. But it doesn't matter. These people, we can make them wait 2 weeks to buy an assault weapon. They'll wait their 2 weeks. They don't care. They're crazy. Like, we're trying to regulate crazy people. Like, maybe that's why my guest is not here, because she works in a school. You know, she's in spring break, but we can do this. We can regulate all this stuff. We can do it. Like, I'm tired of I'm tired of people just watching everybody. Watch the crazy people too. Why are you just watching the people who smoke weed? The people you don't like. Like, I don't like that guy. He posts stupid stuff I don't agree with on social media. What about the fools? These people all got manifestos. They got computers. They write all this crazy bullshit in their computers. Like, we can watch these people. We can do it. Stop trying to blame the assault weapons for crazy people. These people are crazy. They're crazy. Stop trying to ban, stop trying to blame the gun companies. Like, these people, they would stab a bunch of people they had to. They'll build guns. We got too many guns. And so this is what we should do. We got too many guns in America. And frankly, we're always going to have too many guns in America because we make the damn guns. We make the guns. Like, and Americans don't realize that their lifestyle, this cushy lifestyle they live, you live in a third world country, you're going to have to be rich to live your lifestyle, your middle class lifestyle you live, your vacations and all your fun stuff. So we got to understand that America was built on guns. We beat the British because we had guns. We didn't beat the British because we were playing mind games with them. We beat the British because we had guns. America was built on guns. At one point, 97% of the weapons, yeah, we took out the Native Americans with guns. We sold them alcohol. We gave them smallpox to kill them. The Native Americans didn't die in war. They died because they got smallpox. We brought our diseases. The Europeans are sick people. They showed up with all these diseases. The Americans, they were clean people. They didn't have bathrooms. The Europeans had bathrooms and they couldn't keep themselves clean. You know, these people didn't have bathrooms. They kept themselves clean. You know, because they were smart people. They they didn't have houses. They moved around. It was winter time. Don't live where the winter is. Don't live where the snow is, you know? It's summertime. You don't want to be in 110-degree temperature all the time. You want to go where it's like 70 degrees, you know, but so we need to watch crazy people. We can't we're gonna keep having these school shootings, you know, like I mean, you have a bunch of assault weapons. It, the government knows you're buying assault weapons. I'm not saying every person with a bunch of assault weapons is gonna go crazy and shoot people up, you know? Because frankly, I mean, I grew up loving guns too. I want to own a gun, but you know, I own plastic guns. I grew up with guns, you know, and you know, it's like, hey, and I've seen this assault weapons. I've seen some of them up close. They look like plastic toys. These things, they don't look like these big ass rifles like the Uzis and stuff. They got assault weapons that are like this big. They're just plastic looking toys. They're made out of plastic, you know. But we're not the only ones making this stuff. Thank God for Russia and China. They got their own weapons manufacturing going, but it's like, I mean, we can do something. Like they're banning menthol cigarettes. They're banning they're banning like vapes. They don't want you having vapes that taste like cherry or strawberry. Like who wants that, you know? Nah, we can't because the kids are doing vaping. The kids are vaping. Like, hello, we're adults, you know? We're adults. What are you gonna ban alcohol next? Everybody in my high school was drinking. Like, I mean, why these people grow up and act like I don't know why these kids are vaping. Because if they had vapes when I was in high school, most likely we would be vaping too. We would be out there vaping. Like, that's what we would be doing, you know? Vaping because it's easy to hide these things, you know? Like, but how many of these people don't know that their kids are vaping? Like, you know? And now we're gonna ban like flavoring. Like that's gonna do anything. Like some kids got nah, I'm not gonna do this vaping thing because doesn't taste like cherry anymore. It doesn't taste like strawberries anymore. And now they're going after marijuana vaping cartridges. They're trying to do that. They're gonna control like they gotta control that. Like why you gotta control that? Like what? And it's not gonna do anything. Like you know, they try to make menthol cigarettes illegal. You can buy menthol cigarettes in these liquor stores. You just gotta pay for it more. You gotta like wink at them a couple more times. Like, hey, I want some Newport. I did it. I didn't even know it was illegal. Somebody sent me out to this liquor store to buy them a pack of Newports. You know, and it's like I didn't know you couldn't buy Newports, but I got myself a pack of Newports anyway. You know, the guy at first he tried to sell me a regular Newport, and I was like, no, I want the other ones. You know, I it's like and like you it's like you can't buy a regular cigarette and just put your own like mint flavoring in it. You can do that. Why couldn't you do that? Like, you really think that uh, you know that's the trouble with like Gavin Newsom is in the liquor business. He owns winery. He owns all this liquor, and he thinks like somebody in the liquor business. He doesn't understand marijuana business at all. So he thinks like, hey, you know, you gotta go to a liquor store to buy liquor. You gotta go to a dispensary to buy weed. No, you don't. You know, no, you don't. You want flavored cigarettes? You're gonna get your flavored cigarettes. They're gonna cost more. You know, you're just creating more problems for people. You're creating more problems for these small businesses. You know, and now they can't sell blunt wraps that are flavored. You can't sell anything like enough is enough, you know? And the whole idea that you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21, like, really? I mean, personally, you know, we make too much a big deal of cigarettes. They act like cigarettes are killing people, it's cancer. You know how many years it takes to get cancer from cigarettes? You gotta have at least a habit for 10 years, you know? I mean, in 10 years, if you haven't realized that maybe you shouldn't be doing this, that's on you, you know? But we're gonna protect them. We're gonna protect them. People are gonna smoke cigarettes. They're gonna vape. A lot of people quit cigarettes by vaping, you know? I know a lot of adults that quit cigarettes by vaping. I know people who used to do drugs who use marijuana to keep themselves clean. Like they don't even realize it because they're not there. They're not there in the front lines, you know, like we're gonna make more laws and more laws. California's got too many damn laws. Let us smoke our Newports. Let us smoke the menthol. Let us vape cherry flavored vapes. You know, the whole Juul thing, like Juul advertised to kids. They advertised to kids. Like like Joe the Camel, like the cigarettes were advertised to kids. They were advertised to kids. It's like, well, yeah, kids grow up and become adults, and they're gonna end up being Juul. You know, they try to hook them. You know, I don't know if you can directly advertise to kids. You know, I'm not sure. What are you gonna do? Give out a bunch of free T-shirts to a bunch of kids? You know, like how are you gonna advertise just to kids? It's impossible. You know, I didn't see Juul advertising at sporting events. You know, the Juul people, they became rich. They took their money. They they got regulated. It's like, yeah, maybe they had too much tobacco in there, but like, hey, you're buying Juul. You're buying a tobacco pro. You want tobacco. You're buying something with tobacco because you want goddamn tobacco in your system, you know? That's the point of this vaping thing. People didn't buy Juul, they didn't like tobacco, they didn't buy it, you know? It's like, and like, the black market is gonna thrive no matter what, you know? I mean, and Gavin Newsom, he's not gonna become president. This idea that Gavin Newsom is gonna become president, there's never been a Democrat president that came out of the West. The only the only presidents that have been elected from California, Nixon and Reagan, they were Republicans. Okay, Gavin Newsom has one big thing going against him. Gavin Newsom, his winery had their bank accounts in the Silicon Valley Bank. Now you're governor of California, right? You were the former mayor of San Francisco. Silicon Valley Bank is a Bay Area bank. The governor's got money in your bank. You're about to go bankrupt. I'm quite sure the really rich people got told weeks ahead of time, pull your money out of the bank. Pull your money out. We're going to go bankrupt. Guess who didn't get that call? The governor of California. Why wasn't the governor told to pull his money out? He's the governor. Don't you think the governor should have been told to pull your money out? You know why he wasn't told? Because he's not that much of an insider, you know? He's not Pelosi. Pelosi would have been called a month ahead of time. Hey, man, you know? And you know why this bank went bankrupt? They donated money to a bunch of charities. Why are banks donating money to anybody? You're a banking institution. All the money going into your bank is being put in by consumers. You know, you're there to hold their money. You're not there to donate people's money. Like, I mean, donating. You're a bank. You should not be donating any money to anybody. That money is there because some consumer put that money in there. It's not your money to play Monopoly with, you know? All these banks, they try and take this money and make money off of the money, make the money off of the money. And I get it, like, I get it, but it's like, hey, you know, the governor wasn't told, like, hello. I mean, how you not told that you were the former mayor of San Francisco? How you not told that you got money in a bank that's about to go bye bye? You know? I mean, how you not told that? How you not know? How you not know? Like, how you not know? I mean, for God's sakes, you're the governor of California. Are you so busy looking at the marijuana market you don't even realize this bank is about to collapse? You should be watching the banks. Why you care so much about marijuana dispensaries? Why you care so much about menthol cigarettes? You should be watching the banks. That's your job, is to watch banks. You know what I'm saying? Watch the goddamn banks. Leave us alone. Let us wear fur coats. You can't buy fur coats in California anymore. You can't buy them. You know? I mean, what the hell? Why can't we wear fur coats, you know? And I hate to say this because people always get mad when I say this, but reparations aren't going to happen. San Francisco is not going to give you $1 million, you know, because of, because you're black. They're not going to give you $1 million. They don't got money. They're just playing with your mind. They're trying to make you feel like all warm and fuzzy inside. Like, we care about you. We care about you. We care about. They don't care about you. There's no black people living in San Francisco, you know? The only black people living in San Francisco shouldn't be here anyway, you know? There's, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, and they're seriously telling people we're going to give you $1 million, you know? But reparations might happen one day when they figure out how to convince you to spend that million right away. They're gonna they're gonna make sure before the reparations come from, they're gonna come out with these nice new cars. Like, hey, you need this car. You need this car. You know, like, you need this car. You need this car. My friend, he was talking about spending 50 grand on a brand new car. 50 grand on a brand new car. You really think they're gonna give you money to create wealth? Do you really think they want people to create wealth? They don't want you to create. Why do you think San Francisco is the only city really talking about reparations? Because there's no black people here, you know? Willie Brown's gonna get like a fat check, you know? The only black people I know who live are all politicians. The mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, like, you know? It's like, hey, you know, you know, if reparations really were to take place, you know how many black people would be moving to San Francisco? If somebody told me you're gonna get $1 million for living here, hey, I would figure out a way to live here. You know, the the minute you start taking reparations seriously is when you hear all these black people moving into San Francisco, like from Oakland. Like, I'm moving to the city. I might be paying 5,000 for a studio, but damn it, they're gonna give me $1 million. You know, they're not gonna give you shit. You're so dumb. Like, reparations. I've been like, come on. I mean, Gavin Newsom might give you money because he wants you to spend it all on his alcohol. You know, it's like, do you think the government was handing out these checks? They're sending out checks to people knowing that money's going to come back to us anyway. We're going to tax you for it. First of all, they're going to tax the reparations. You're not getting a million. Whatever they give you, half of it is going to taxes anyway. And then you know what's going to happen? If they do give you reparations, hey, guess what? They're not, the whole student loan thing never happened, you know. Nobody had their student loan paid for. So guess what? You owe money to the government, that money you never paid for. Oh, they're coming for your money. So at the end of the reparations, like, they might hand you a million. They're gonna figure out, hey, you owe us a million anyway, so we're just gonna keep your money. Like, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna tax the shit out of you. It's like, but you really wanna believe they're gonna hand you money? Come on. They're not gonna give you anything. Like, hey, I want, you know, and why is it everybody's not getting reparations, you know? You know who should be the first ones getting reparations? Are the Native Americans. The Native Americans should be the first ones getting reparations. They should be number one. It was their land. They took it away, you know, with all their machine guns or their assault weapons, their modern weapons, you know. It's like, hey, why shouldn't we all get money? Like, hey, I'm Latino. I mean, this is my land too, isn't it? You know? I hate to tell you this, but North Beach wasn't originally North Beach. It wasn't Italian. North Beach was Chilean. During the gold rush, Chilenos came here looking for gold. They built a little town. There's actually a plaque in North Beach. I need some money. I need to be paid off. My family lost money. We own land, you know. It's like, hello. I mean, are you really gonna fall for the reparations? I'm quite sure politicians are gonna get elected on reparations alone. I'm gonna give you money. Elect me, put me in office. Like, hello. Nobody's gonna give you jack, you know? People don't even realize why Biden is president. A lot of people don't even realize what the state of Delaware means to businesses. Anytime businesses are suing each other, you know where they sue each other? In Delaware. They sue each other in Delaware. More than half of the corporations in America are all headquartered in Delaware. Do they have offices in Delaware? No, they don't. But that's because that's where the courts are. Anytime you got Elon Musk, his trial was in Delaware. For why is it in Delaware? Because that's where the banks are. That's why Biden was so powerful, because the banking institutions are located in Delaware. So, but first of all, I'm not saying you don't deserve money. We all deserve reparations. I hope you all get reparations, but don't be fooled. Don't be fooled to think like the city of San Francisco is going to be handing out $1 million checks to people. Like, are you serious? Are you really going to fall for that, you know? I mean, the government has been promising reparations for ages. They haven't given you nothing. They haven't given you anything. I'm all for getting what I deserve, but yeah, you're not the only ones that deserve reparations. And it's like, and they're not gonna give you money unless they know that the money's coming back at them. You know, it's like the whole lottery. The whole lottery thing is a scam. They know that money's coming back to them. You know, they know it. That's why they do it. They try to pass laws in California to make sports gambling legal. It lost by 70%. It lost by 70%. You're already gambling on sports, dumbass. You gamble on sports. You don't even realize you're gambling on sports. You know, you all these websites where they're like, oh, well, you can sign up for free. That's all gambling. You know. And the thing about it, it's not easy to get your winnings out of these people anyway. Like, so why couldn't we go into a casino to gamble on sports? You want to bet on the age? In Europe, you're allowed to bet on sporting events in the stadium itself. Like, why are we so regulated? Who are we regulating anyway? Who are we watching? Who do we watch that closely? You know? Um, I try to have one of my former guests, Mike Spiegelman. He was on a game show this week. What was the name of the game show again? Well, I tried to get him on here because he almost won his game show, but he didn't win. But he's gonna be on next week. But I I feel bad because But the thing about it, he plugged his YouTube channel, but he didn't plug me. What about my show? Why are you not plugging me? You know, why are you not plugging me to the world? Hey, I'm gonna be on the Junkyard Rat show next week talking about how I just lost 10 grand. You know, he won $1,000, which is not. But like, this is a game show. I thought these game shows gave out money. Like, I thought they gave out real, and they tax you too. Like, you don't walk out with $1,000. You walk out with like $500 if you're lucky. Everything is taxed. You know, everything is taxed. You don't even realize it. Everything is taxed already. The food is taxed. You know, everything is taxed. Like, it's crazy. But like, yeah, I mean, it's time. We gotta smarten up. We can't let these people keep making these crazy laws against us. Why can't we have fun? Why can't we vape? You know? I understand you want high school kids vaping. I get that, you know. I get that. Well, there's a way to make sure that doesn't happen. You know. There's a way to make sure that doesn't happen. But I hate to tell you this, the kids are gonna vape, you know. They're gonna vape. Their friends are vaping. They all vape, you know. And the thing about it is like I'm always like pro marijuana, and that's one of the things that the biggest mistake we make in America is that we demonize marijuana for so long that when these people smoked weed, they thought there's nothing wrong with weed. Well, I'm gonna try this other shit they told us was bad for us too. It's like, nah. So what we gotta do is instead of all these campaigns, the vaping campaigns, the tobacco campaigns, like, you know, tobacco might kill you with cancer, but it's gonna take years to do that. Nobody smokes one cigarette and gets cancer. You know, it doesn't happen. The people who get cancer, they smoke packs and packs a day. It's an addiction. But what we gotta do is we gotta start worrying about the real stuff that's killing people. Fentanyl is killing people. But you don't even see campaigns. Like there's no campaigns that don't do fentanyl. Where the anti-fentanyl campaigns, right? Where's the don't do fentanyl campaigns? There's no fentanyl campaigns. We gotta smart the public. Instead of spending all this money going after cigarettes and weed and even alcohol, like let's put the money in the fentanyl. We got open drug markets here. These people, a block from here is the federal building. There must be 100 people doing drugs in front of the federal building. It's crazy. Do you think do you think people in Mexico in front of the federal building are doing drugs? Do you think people in Canada are? Do you think is there any other country in the world that are gonna let a bunch of drug addicts just kick it in front of the federal building? Like no, but we do it here. We know these people are doing drugs. They got drug problems. I'm not saying let's put drug. No, I'm not saying put drug addicts in jail, right? I never said that. These people need help. But a lot of these people, they they got into fentanyl the old-fashioned way. They were experimenting, but they heard for years, oh, don't do marijuana, don't do tobacco, don't do alcohol. So they're like, well, they try that shit. They're like, well, it doesn't harm me. I mean, people don't die from vaping. Like they act like what kills people is a vape battery explodes. That's how people die from vaping. People die. They don't die from vaping. Like maybe Jewel had too much tobacco in it. You know what? Make Jewel have less tobacco in it. I get that. I understand that. Jewel has too much tobacco. People are getting addicted. I get it. Less tobacco. They were trying to tell us that there's too much, that the marijuana is too strong. The marijuana is too strong, too strong. Like, come on, come on. In the 80s, they had, this is your brain on drugs. They had, don't smoke weed, don't do drugs. Like, hey, we need to start telling these people don't do fentanyl, don't do crack, don't do crack. The president has a son who was a crackhead. This this guy was kicking it with a bunch of drug addicts like the people I hear you know, I'm not saying he should be in jail because I don't know if I'm not saying that because he had a drug problem. I get it. He might have been the president's son. He might have been the son of the senator. He had a drug problem. These people need help. I'm all for helping people, but like it's almost like they think they got rights. Like, you can't judge me for doing drugs. Like, I'm a drug addict, but you can't judge me for that. Well, yeah, we can judge you for that. We can't judge you. You don't got rights. What does it say in the Constitution? You have a right to do drugs. You know, and we make it too easy for these people to do drugs. We make it too easy for them. They can get their syringes for free. They can get crack pipes for free. They can get anything they need, you know, anything they need to do. Like, hello, maybe we're making it too easy for these people to do drugs. Maybe we're making it too easy. And I feel bad for drug addicts. It's an addiction. I get it. It's an addiction. But we can help people get clean, you know? We can help people stop. But we're not doing that. We're like letting them do it in public. Like, you know, and San Francisco keeps talking about how we're losing tourism. How are you losing tourism? Let me try and figure out why tourists don't want to come here. Like, I can't figure out why tourists don't want to come here. Like, these Europeans come here, they hang out in San Francisco, they take a bus all over America or all over California. They go to Disneyland. They go back to Europe. What are they gonna tell their friends? Like, hey, don't go to San Francisco. There's like drug addicts everywhere. Go to Disneyland. Disneyland is clean. Don't come here. Why? How are we losing tourists? Because we got a bunch of drug addicts openly running this place. They they have rights. They got rights. On bar, the bar police, they're not looking for people doing drugs on bar. They're looking for homeless people. If you smell bad, you got a bunch of luggage, you've been riding for hours, oh, they're gonna get you out of there. They're gonna get you out of there because that's what they're looking for. It's like I don't got a problem with homeless people hanging out on bar. I don't care. But like, hey man, I'm not down with people like feeling they have a right to do drugs. You don't got a right to do drugs. Fentanyl is not in the Constitution. And like we got people dying in the streets. Like they're dying in the streets. Like we can do something about that. How the hell we got all these people in San Francisco doing drugs? The Bay Area is a big place. I I go to Oakland all the time. I don't see that shit in Oakland. I go to Berkeley. I go to San Jose. I don't see that anywhere else. Why are they here? They're out here because they have a business for it. It's like and it's like an open drug market. You can buy whatever you want. Like it's like you don't need to know a drug dealer. It's so convenient. It's too convenient. You know? It's too convenient. And the Mexicans don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if they're bringing drugs into this country. They don't like us. I hate to tell you this, they don't like us. The cartels are about making money. If they thought they could make money selling super glue, they would sell us super glue. They don't give a fuck. It's a money thing for them. You know? They know we don't care. They can't come here when they feel like it. Americans can go to Mexico anytime they feel like it. How do you think that makes them feel? That's why they keep sending all these drugs here. Because they're like, fuck you people. They know they're third class citizens. They know that we look down at them. They don't really give a fuck. They're not all like that, but like they can't come here, but we can go to Cancun anytime, get drunk, get shit faced, do a bunch of drugs. Hey, so what are they gonna do? They're gonna send drugs into America. They're like, oh yeah, you won't let us in. Well, guess what? You'll let our drugs in. So we're gonna do that instead. You know? And it's crazy that we can't stop all this. Because we can't. We can't stop it. But it's a money thing. It's a money thing. Like, hey, I'm all for having places where you can go do drugs. I don't got a problem with that. As long as you stay there. As long as you stay there. Don't be out in the streets doing drugs. You got places you can smoke fentanyl. Go smoke fentanyl in some place like that. Don't do it here. Don't do it in front of everybody. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like they've taken over the city. It's kind of like it's amazing. San Francisco, people love the city, but it's like they've taken it over. It's a scary place. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be in San Francisco at all. I wouldn't come here. I know people refuse to come to San Francisco because of the drug problem. They're like zombies. They're zombies. We can help these people, but we don't help them. You know what we do? We make it easier for them to be on drugs because like it's a business. It's like any other business. The cops say no. There's no cops out here. You're got a federal building. You got a federal building. You know, Federal buildings have been bombed how many times in America? The federal building in Oklahoma City got bombed, you know? I mean, we don't got security in this federal building. We got all these. It's like, you know how easy it is to do something in the federal building? There's so many drug addicts there already. Like, we gotta do something. We gotta make it safer for people. We gotta make it safer for people. You can't be hanging out in the mall out here where the Bloomingdale's is on drugs. You think you're gonna be smoking crack in the mall in the Bloomingdale's? Oh hell no! They'll keep you out of there. You know, in the financial district, oh, they won't let you do that there. They won't let. There's certain areas they still crack down and control. Why can't this be one of these areas? You know, it's just too much. It looks like these people are just kicking it. When it's a warm day, there could be at least 200 people doing drugs in the federal building. It's a federal building, damn it. It's a federal building. We got employees there. We got cops. I see I see national security. I see the trucks all the time. They got SUVs. They drive around and you know, for the sake of San Francisco, for the sake of tourism, we gotta do something about it. We gotta clean this place up, you know, because it's just gonna get worse. They're gonna come up with harder drugs. You think fentanyl? They're gonna come up with stuff stronger than fentanyl, and they don't even care. They don't even care. They don't. They don't even care. We gotta care for our own. It's about time we realize these are people. We gotta help them out. We gotta look out for them ourselves. You know, we always look like, oh no, that's not us. I'm like, that's somebody's children out there doing drugs. You know, that's somebody's kids. They might have kids of their own. You know, it's like we gotta do something. We can't let this city go down to a drug haven. You know, it's like it's crazy. It's like there's just too much money in this city. People love San Francisco, but we're gonna keep losing money, and at the end of the day, you know, nobody's gonna come here anymore. These Europeans are gonna bypass the Bay Area, or they might go to San Jose. Go look. They're gonna go look at Apple or something. Apple headquarters. We got tech companies all over this area, and we can't keep people safe here. You know. We can't keep them safe. We got to do something about it. We got to do something about it. We got to, you know, why don't we just like turn the Oakland Coliseum into a drug haven, you know? We should open up the Coliseum for drug addicts. Like, why not? There's there's some big ass church. There's some church, you know, if they hadn't sold the Coliseum arena property, they hadn't sold that area to build more housing. And that's another problem I got. Another problem I got big time is they keep building housing in the Bay Area everywhere. They're building everywhere. They're building in every BART station. They're building housing, you know, but they're building housing that 70% of the Bay Area can't afford, you know. They can't afford it, you know. The people who can't afford it, they live in houses already. They're not going to move into some expensive condo near a BART station because BART stations are loud, you know. And these are nice buildings, you know. They're nice, but like they can't afford it. Like, but they keep building it because these are these are companies. That's what they do. They build like crazy. It's like, hello, you gotta build some cheap, you know, you gotta build cheaper housing for people that they can afford to live in, you know? It's like we don't care. People are like they don't understand. They don't understand that they're being priced out everywhere. You can build all the new housing you want. It doesn't matter. These places are empty. They built this new building near where I live in Walnut Creek, right on the BART station. You know. Oh, you're here? Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's all right.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
This
You want to sit down here?
Thank you.
How's your dog? You caught your dog, or?
He's a naughty boy.
I bet he is.
I had to give him my fried rice to get him to come back.
Oh. Do you know Hans? Or?
Introduce your guest.
Oh, this is that.
Take off.
How'd you say your last name?
Tomagen.
Tomagen.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That's like worse than my last name.
Let's see, should I put these on or
No.
no? Okay. Oh,
Have you been here before?
I
Or?
already said, but you
okay. Okay.
don't have to lean in.
Okay. Thank you.
So you live in Crockett?
Yes, I live in Crockett, California.
Oh, what? Oh, Crockett. Oh, yeah. Isn't Crockett like the name of the Miami Vice? The last name of
Probably, yeah.
one of the guys on Miami Vice. How did you end up in Crockett?
Well, I moved there with my ex. Shout out to him. uh, I moved there with my ex, but originally I'm from Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and my mom got a job at John Muir Hospital because she was queen of the nurses. She hates it when I say that, but she got headhunted. My parents are originally from Fresno, and we ended up out here in the Bay Area, and never looked back since. Oklahoma was not for me. I did not fit in there at all.
I went to Fresno State. So.
Yeah, go Bulldogs.
I know. I got John Muir. I go to John Muir. I have John Muir insurance.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a nice place.
I wish I had John Muir insurance. I got Kaiser. I'm not a fan of Kaiser.
Oh. A lot of people don't like Kaiser and stuff.
It seems like they have the market cornered. You know, like it just seems like they're almost a monopoly. It's like I don't. Yeah,
I saw a lot of protest signs about Kaiser on BART.
I saw those too. Yeah. I think it had something to do with the mental health sector of Kaiser because there's a shortage of mental health providers, especially psychologists and children psychologists, because during the pandemic, children were so isolated and now they're having a really hard time coming back and adjusting. So I think that had a lot to do with it.
Well, no, I think the problem is like you only see your psychiatrist once a year at Kaiser because my mom had Kaiser. And it's like that's the problem that they have. They're like, you should see your psychiatrist maybe like once, at least twice, like a couple times a month or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, those protests were crazy. But yeah, and people don't realize Kaiser's like a nonprofit. So
Well, they're sure shit gouging the shit out of me.
uh,
God damn it. I owe them so much money right now. I had a leak procedure because I had a great time in my 20s and my cervix was showing the signs of it. So I had to have the sleep procedure, which is where they burn off a layer of your cervix. And the first time we did it, my doctor's like, yeah, you have a high threshold for pain, right? I did this with a little bit of weed and some edibles, and she's like, yeah, we're gonna burn the innermost part of your body, which has a lot of nerve endings, and we'll see if you can do this without sedation. I screamed so loud. I can't describe it. It was so awful. And then I was just kind of like, did I rape your boyfriend in a past life or something? Like what? And she was just like, I believe you. Okay. Like I was like, I couldn't imagine any woman being able to sit through that wasn't under hypnosis or something without sedation. So then we do it again. So I go to some different facility and they give me fentanyl. I get it. I get why there's so many homeless people out here. Fentanyl, I forgot everything. And then it came back in waves, but I get it now. I get why fentanyl is so popular and powerful and
did
yeah.
they inject you the fentanyl? How did they give it to you?
Yeah, I think they did give me an injection of it, but I had an anesthesiologist too there.
Oh.
So I think I was also breathing in some anesthesia. They told me not to sign any contracts or have any or like make any business deals for 3 days afterward. I tried to watch Boba Fett. All right, I had no idea it was going. I think I rewatched the first episode like 7 times in that first 24-hour period after getting the fentanyl. Like, I get it. The baby Yoda. What is this guy's name? The baby Yoda.
I don't know. Is it baby?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, or is he not a baby? Is he like a fully grown Yoda that or not Yoda? What is his race called? Do we know?
I think he's a green person.
There's a green person.
I don't watch. So I don't know. I don't got the Disney Channel. I don't know. I don't really. I haven't seen. I'm waiting for Disney to have like a free week or something.
Oh yeah, like what they do for like HBO and Showtime. They get, like, that
Yeah.
free week. Yeah, that's
I'm-
nice.
They never do that kind of stuff for Disney. I would watch all that stuff, but I'm not. Yeah, I go see the Marvel movies, but yeah, it's crazy, like the whole Disney thing. But yeah, it's crazy, like they actually give you fentanyl. I didn't realize they do that. You know, I know they got fentanyl patches they give people once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just a way of sedating somebody through something very painful so that they don't move. Like, I still felt it. Like, I still felt some stuff. Like, I still felt a lot of stuff, and I remember complaining, being like, I can still feel this. And I remember thinking of a joke right before I went under, and it cracked me up. And I still don't remember what the joke was. I think I was gonna. No, I remember what it was. I was gonna say, have you guys heard of the urban legend about the woman that went to the gynecologist, and the gynecologist found a stamp? Okay, no, you guys haven't heard this one. Okay, so it's this urban legend, and the urban legend is that the woman had to use the restroom before she went to go get her pap smear done, and so she used a napkin that she found in her purse because there was no toilet paper. So I guess there was a stamp on the napkin, and it got stuck to her. And so whenever she come to the edge of the table and spread them wide, the doctor just kind of chuckles and then like pulls it off and says, "That's never happened before." Now my nana said that had happened to her. But then I took this class called it was a folklore and urban legends class in community college, and that story was in the book next to the one about the babysitter that gets killed by the guy that calls from the house. So I'm wondering if this really happened to Nana. She's just the unfortunate soul that had this actually happen, or if she just heard the urban legend herself. But
Maybe your nana decided to get mailed, put a stamp on her. I can't afford a plane. I'm just gonna get mail.
Nana was very yeah, Nana was a very well-traveled lady. Her and my granddad used to go to all kinds of cruises and stuff. Very well-traveled. What's that character that turns into a stamp? Stanley or something, like, you guys heard of that? There's like the kids, the middle school, like the elementary school kids have like a unit about that. They send this guy to different people in the country, and then when you get it, you're supposed to send it to somebody. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Stanley, the mail guy.
I never even sent a letter to Santa Claus. I don't know.
I work in education. I'm a teacher. It might be why I
Yeah.
have like these little tidbits of information.
You're on
Oh,
spring
man.
break, right?
I am on spring break right now.
Do you miss school? Do you miss your job while you're not there? You're just happy to be out of there.
Well, I should be learning some stop motion animation stuff because I'm helping a student, and I have not cracked any of my chemistry. This notebook is all full of chemistry stuff I need to be learning for next week, and I'm not doing any of that shit.
You teach chemistry, or
Well, I'm an instructional aide, so I'm like the step below a teacher. I'm the one that helps the kids that need the one-on-one help that the real teachers don't have time to do. So, and our chemistry teacher at our school, in Oakland, the chemistry teacher left, and so
you went to make drugs?
yeah, he also had cancer
Oh,
No. because he's Walter White.
oh,
No, no, he's not Walter White, but
Walter White did have cancer, didn't
he did have cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't wear his mask in the lab, I guess, or smoked. I don't know. They never said if he smoked or not, and that's how he got the lung cancer.
Oh, no.
Whatever, Walter White. The chemistry.
I had a couple moles sticking out of my back, but that was years ago.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us melaninly challenged people, you know. I was
I
wearing a
got-
hat today and people were giving me looks in Richmond. They were like, "Oh, look at that girl with that hat on." I was like, "Yeah, I get sunburned."
What kind of hat were you wearing?
I was wearing, I don't have it
Like
with
an
me.
ace hat or something?
No, not an ace hat. It's like a hat with Velcro. Yeah, see, you wear hats. Good. Yeah,
Oh,
they block
yeah.
out the sun. Like, you know, the sun really blinds me. I get. Yeah, you wear
Uh,
sunglasses. I see. Yeah, you need this.
I'm always wearing
You're
sunglasses.
always wearing sunglasses.
I get my sunglasses at the Dollar Tree.
Nice.
So do you like being a teacher in Oakland or?
I do like being a teacher in Oakland. I like it better than teaching in the city you live in.
I have a question for teachers. Okay, now, I used to be a student. I used to have some
Were
pretty
you?
hot looking teachers when I was growing up. What the hell's wrong with those teachers? Why wouldn't they do to me what they're doing to these kids nowadays? That's horrible. Because you got female teachers that's banging their you know. I was willing. They're taking kids that are like, oh no, don't give me none. Hey teacher, get your mouse off my penis. That feels great, but stop. I would have never told.
My teacher,
Teacher, your secret
Jeez Louise.
is perfectly kept with me.
my teachers were all like grandparents age, you know.
It's be-
Still.
your teachers were ethical and they were adhering to the line of ethics that all teachers should have, which is you do not hit children, you do not touch children in a sexual way, and you don't sexualize them.
But high school teachers, well, high school male teachers end up marrying
No,
female students.
I'm not
I had
saying-
teachers that was like that in my high school. Where they
that's
married
so
their students.
fucking weird, and that's so weird. Listen. Do you remember what you were like as like a 16-year-old? And how bad did your junk smell at the end of the day?
Oh, okay, I was
Okay.
I was a clean freak.
All right, well, you are the exception to the rule. But at the same time, who has the time to be like, did you wash your drawers, young man?
Look
Did
at-
you no, like no one has time for that. No, I I barely have time to eat my lunch, let alone try to fraternize. Like no, like teachers no, we don't. We don't have time for that. And not just that, but teenage boys are disgusting.
I didn't know Hans when he was in high school, but I'm telling you, I'll put money on it. He was clean. Like
I believe it.
Hans was like he was a player back in the day.
Were you the guy that was always asking to go to the bathroom to wash your hands?
He was going to the bathroom for other reasons. It wasn't to wash his hands.
So now it's like the whole like hand sanitizer thing, because when I was
Yeah.
a substitute teacher and I worked at Hercules High School, I refused to keep sanitizer in the classroom. I'd say just go wash your hands. Oops, sorry. Just go wash your hands. Just go wash your hands. Like don't, because I told them hand sanitizer is gonna cause a zombie apocalypse. Or it's not washing your hands. Yes, you rub it, but where does the dirt go? It stays on your hands. So I would just tell them go wash your hands, and so that would be like the thing like. Oh, this a kid brought in a thing like a big thing of sanitizer, and I lost it. I was like, get! And the kid's like, Miss AJ, what is your problem? Like, hand sanitizer smells like vodka. I don't need to smell vodka at work. Like you call it, you have a girl like a student call you a bitch. That hand sanitizer starts looking pretty fucking good. All right, man.
Do you gotta
I got
confiscate
stories.
like Juul vapes or? You're not.
No, I've never confiscated, but do I want to confiscate a vape? Yes.
Do you see kids like vaping in class, or is that common? Or?
No, I've never seen it at our school, but I'm sure it happens. Actually, another time when I was substituting at Hercules High School, a kid did vape in class, but we were watching a movie and it was dark, so I couldn't see it. And so a young Asian lady came over and said, "Miss, there's a boy over there. He's smoking or what's it called? Vaping?"
Vaping.
She called it veeping, and I was like, oh, okay. And I said, go open the door, and if anyone wants to stand outside so that they don't have to smell it, you can do that. And the whole class, except for like 5 kids, went outside. It was pouring rain. This was 2000. 2018 or 2019. No, 2017. It was 2017. And like the whole class went out there except for a couple of kids. And then I finally was able to get the CPS person to come on, who was like the football coach too at Hercules. And he came in and he figured out who it was. And then all the kids were like, can we open the windows? I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's gone, guys. Like it was a vape. It's not smoke. And I was just like, oh, what would I have done? Like, I don't believe in like telling you like empty your pockets, show me what you have. Like I would never do that to a student. That's creepy. I would have a problem if like a boss did that to like, or if like someone I worked for did that, you know, like empty your pockets, what do you have? So I'm not gonna do that to a student. So I'm gone by.
I was vaping in a movie theater, and
Yeah, that's the best.
a woman came up to me and said, "You're blocking the whole screen."
Oh.
She told me to sit in the back to vape. I didn't realize I was like covering up. I thought I was being clever, like, oh my God, somebody's getting killed. I'm gonna vape. Nobody cares. Like, you're blocking the whole. You vape too much. Like you're blocking everything.
I did the same thing. Except I was the only one in the theater. Have you guys seen Babylon?
Yeah,
with Brad Pitt
I
and
saw
Margot
that
Robbie?
one. Yeah, I saw that movie.
Fucking good. It's fucking good. All right, I bought it. I bought it when it was released, and it's like it's my favorite Netflix and chill movie to watch. There's a lot of nudity in it. It starts with like them bringing an elephant to a party in old Hollywood. And and in my mind it's Hearst's castle that they're going to, but it's probably not. And it's it's basically the premise of Singing in the Rain, the musical. That's basically what it is, except you add more violence, more drugs, someone shoots themselves in the end. You know, you see a guy eat a rat and shit it out. Like it's like it gets dark. I actually fast forward that part every time. And who else is in? Oh fuck it, who was Spider-Man? The first Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire is terrifying in this.
Yeah.
Terrifying in this. He's only in like two scenes. He's only in like two scenes of it. Brad Pitt's amazing. And then who's the Hispanic guy that plays a director?
I forgot that guy's
I
name.
now have a new crush on
that
him.
guy?
He has replaced Ricky Martin.
I saw
and
that
even-
movie in the theater, but
Yeah.
it's so long.
It was really long.
What I remember is I had to pee halfway through.
Me too. I did too.
And I was like, when's this thing gonna end? Damn it! It's like, and they just kept going and going.
Yes.
And going and going. After a while, I'm like, I should just walked out and.
So, oh yeah, it's like it's just too much. It's just so good, and I don't know what it is about Margot Robbie, but I don't want to like her, but I end up fucking loving her. Like I have the same love-hate relationship with Sharon Stone. Like I don't want to like her, but then I see a movie she's in, and I'm like, oh, she's fucking amazing.
Well, it's easy not to like Sharon Stone.
Yeah, that's true.
I think she lost a lot of money at the Silicon Valley Bank.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
I think so.
All she needs to do is uncross her legs in another movie, like she did in Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Although she did dirty, I didn't know that she said that she didn't know. Like she did the scene where they were supposed to be rehearsing, and she did the scene, and she didn't know that they were actually recording. But anyway, I liked her in.
You're not wearing panties. You're not wearing panties.
Right.
Rehearsal or
Right.
not.
Right.
They're making you like spread your legs and you're not
I
wearing
mean,
panties. Like,
If that's what happened and there was a big backlash and I was down for it, I would lie and be like, yeah, the director lied to me. Like I would totally backpedal on that one. There's another thing about the show. Oh, whatever. I don't remember.
so can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
After they burned you down there, like, are you sexually active or
Oh
did
man.
you have to wait a month?
I
or-
had to, like, they said to wait for 6 weeks, and then I waited a little longer just because it was still like painful. It was still painful. Yeah, no, it was like losing my virginity again. Like that's kind of how to equate it. It hurt that bad, but it was like, all right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get this done. Like,
Yeah. It's like having a C-section. I didn't realize C-sections were that painful. Like they actually, one woman was telling me like, "You think that's painful, man? My C-section is like, oh damn." I was like, they just cut you open. Like what the?
And
Heck?
yeah, and they pull the baby out.
They pulled the baby out. I was like,
Jesus.
Muscle tissue,
Yeah.
fat tissue, nerves.
yeah,
Yeah.
they move body parts out of the way.
It's like open heart surgery, but for the baby. Like they gotta. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'm having like residual pains from thinking about. Let's check this shit.
So you all right now?
No, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Things are healthy. You know, went back, got another checkup, and everything was great. Doctor was like, fine. I was like, we couldn't have waited a year till like a year after. Like, just she's like, no, I think we really should come in. I was like, all right.
If there's
That
any
was
problems,
that
I-
was painful.
I got a torch in my house. I could have just burned you for free.
We could just
Did
we
they
could,
charge you?
yeah, that shit costs like $500. That shit like
Oh.
insurance and like I
Did
thought
it smell like
I
weird?
thought Kaiser was supposed to be like wasn't the point of health insurance is that like it's supposed to reduce the costs? Like
Did it
Jesus.
smell like?
I
it
did.
smell-
I was underestimating.
yeah.
I'm
I
sure
was
the
like,
doc
damn,
could.
I smell like burning.
You know, here's the thing. I bet the doc could answer that question because he's like right there doing it. You know, like I don't
I
know.
smell burning meat. Like, oh,
It probably would
I-
smell like steak.
I
It
couldn't eat
probably
meat anymore because I smelled like I was burning steak. You know, like I'm sorry, but like,
Oh,
yeah.
And what was the reason you had to have that surgery?
oh, it was precancerous cells.
Oh.
Precancerous cells, not the big four or the bad four that are like really deadly, but like some less. You know, the Gardasil, you know, that protects you against HPV did not really work as well as that campaign made it sound like you'll never get a genital warts ever again. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, okay, at first Gardasil was only for girls, and they were trying to give it to girls that were between the ages of like 11 and 17. Okay, and then it was available when I was in my early 20s. And now they're trying to push it to boys too. Have you guys seen those commercials like, "Mom, I could have been one less," or whatever? And then it takes like the all the baby pictures all the way back to like their 11th birthday, and was like, "Mom, do you want me to get cancer or whatever?" Like the ad campaigns are fucking genius with the psychology behind it. And then you're a bad parent because you don't let those kids get that.
Well,
Get it?
I'm proud to say that I finally got my first gynecologist last week. You know, they're sending men to gynecologists now because they feel like we're being left out and stuff. I'm just kidding.
Wouldn't that be a proctologist or something? Like, I'm sure
Maybe.
there's a
I haven't had that exam either.
men are supposed to get mammograms.
I haven't had that exam where the doctor like puts his finger in your ass. I haven't had that. I'm like 50. When did they start doing that? I never had a doctor try and schedule that with me. Like I think it's
You
time.
haven't had a colonoscopy yet? You
I've
haven't
never
had your
had-
ass on TV?
I don't because they don't even give you like physicals anymore. There's no money. I haven't had a physical in years. Like, I see a doctor when something's wrong. like,
Right,
you
right,
know?
yeah. Oh
Female
man,
doctor. Every time I see her, she wants to hold my balls and put her finger in
is it fun?
my ass. Finger? I don't know. I'm not on.
You don't consent to that.
I'm not on a limb on that because hell, I'm trying to
I mean,
reciprocate to her woman. Hey, feels like in yours.
so what are you trying to say? You're trying to say you're only going to get a prostate exam if you can give one back to a woman, or if it has to be an intimate partner to do it? Because you all you gotta read is a little up on some email and just like go to.
She said, "Yep, you can stick it in my ass." I'm like, "For it."
I've never had a doctor say that. Like a doctor never tried to schedule that test with me. Like I don't know. Most of my doctors are like Asian too. Like I have a lot of Asian doctors. But I never had one said
Yeah.
it's time that I put my finger in your ass. You know, you haven't done the finger in your ass
Well-
exam yet, have you? Like,
It takes. Wait. They do it for 5 minutes.
No.
Oh
no,
wait.
we got.
Oh, we have 5 minutes left.
We
Oh
have
man, I'm
5
so
minutes.
sorry I was so late, you
it's all-
guys. I
it's all good.
apologize. I
Don't
feel like
worry
such an
about it.
asshole. So Chunkers
He's gonna reschedule you.
okay. So Chunkers is a
that your dog?
70-pound pit bull.
Damn.
and he does not like other
He
dogs.
doesn't look like a pit bull or something.
He's an American Staffordshire Terrier, so he's under the umbrella of pit bulls, but he's not a bully. He doesn't. Yeah, he's anyway.
I remember they used to like, they say pit bulls are the nicest animals.
They are the nicest animals to people.
Unless they bite you.
Well, the thing with Chunkers is that I don't. He was my COVID dog, so I don't know what he. It seems like he was just left out in the backyard and not like and just left to his own devices. He's got a lot of broken teeth. He's 10 years old, but he was definitely not socialized with other dogs. He sees a dog and he like tries to bite their face. Like he's aggressive and terrified of dogs. So I gotta.
They don't like other dogs till they snitch them.
You should bring him out here.
I would love to bring him out here.
Bite somebody.
It was a little sketch. They'll be addicted to fentanyl for real.
Is that hard to catch the dog? I used to have a
Okay.
cat that would run away.
So
You couldn't even catch it though.
when Chunkers ran out, I had to get in the car, but I stopped him like, okay, let me get some because he'll come for food. That's why his name is Chunkers. Like food is his motivation. Because his name used to be Neo, and it sounded too much like no. So I ran back and I didn't have any open like bags of chips that make a good like sound of food. So then I grabbed some fried rice and I grabbed that and I drove out and I found him and he was right outside another dog like a fence of a dog and he was like on the fence like rah, rah, like trying to get at the dog. And I'm like, Chunkers, over here, have food. And yeah, so he was like, what was that? Okay, where's the food? And then didn't give a fuck about the dog he was trying to kill. It was great. Loved it.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Like it's like he turns into Hooch from Turner and Hooch when he sees another dog.
oh yeah.
Have you seen Turner and Hooch?
No, I haven't seen Turner. That's why you saw it.
The anal retentive cop. The guy reminds me of my dad. My dad's very.
Was your dad a cop or?
One of the first 8 movies.
Yeah. Turner and Hooch. Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner drinks Hooch.
I thought Tom Hanks was gonna win an Oscar playing Elvis's. What's his name? Or did you see the Elvis movie? Or?
I've not seen the Elvis movie.
I really liked it. I was watching it with my mom, but she refused to see the ending. Like, I'm not gonna watch Elvis die.
Again.
You know, it's like
Did she-
Elvis died. Okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
Because she lived through it. So did Elvis play the colonel or what was the guy the manager?
No,
What did-
Tom Hanks played Colonel, which you know the weird
his
thing
manager.
about
That was Elvis's manager,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
the weird thing is he was illegal. That's why Elvis never toured outside of America. Elvis never toured outside of America.
Right. He couldn't.
He couldn't because his manager couldn't leave America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. There's never been a world Elvis tour. He was trying at the end to go because he couldn't get rid of what's his name.
Because like it's, yeah, he had this enmeshment. That wasn't the other thing that he was like giving him drugs and like keeping him high.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but that's kind of common in that.
Oh,
business,
absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely. Man, I want those to be my problems. I would love for someone to keep me high. Man, no. Maybe
Well,
not.
you
I don't
there-
know.
There's people outside. You could find somebody. You'll find somebody willing to keep you high for a while. Like,
No.
it's crazy. It's like, yeah, it's. I don't know. I feel bad for Elvis, but yeah, my mom wouldn't see the ending. I was hoping that Colonel Sanders would die. Well, no, that was the KFC guy. What was his name? No, Colonel
Wait, that
Sanders.
really was his name? Wait, but he
No, it
was
was-
not. But he was not affiliated with the chicken guy.
No, Colonel Sanders is. It was Colonel something else. It wasn't Sanders. Well, no, it was.
Okay, I'll just look it up.
No, but yeah, that was a good movie, the Elvis movie. But yeah, it's been fun time here at the Junkyard Rat Show.
Colonel Tom Parker.
Colonel Tom Parker. That's a. I was sure Tom Hanks was gonna win an Oscar for that, but you know.
But it ended up going to Short Round, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
I
Oh.
love Short Round. I'm so excited he's back in the picture. Him hugging Harrison Ford. It brought a tear to my eye.
But you know there was a 90-year-old actor in that movie. Why couldn't he get the Oscar? What about that 90-year-old? He's been acting for 70 years. Why not give him the Oscar? He deserved I didn't see that movie. Did you see it? Or?
I need to see it. I think they should get the Lifetime Achievement Award for staying in the biz for 70 fucking years. That's amazing.
That's right. So it's another show. This is episode 12. It's been fun. I've been ranting and raving. You might have to listen to. I go off on all kinds of stuff. I was at the A's game. I was complaining about. I went to the A's home opener on Friday.
Oh, nice. How'd they do?
Oh, they won. I'm an
Great.
Angels fan.
Oh.
Piss me off, man.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'd love to come back. I
I
might
know,
even
you
take off
gotta-
work for this.
You-
Fuck these kids.
Are you going to Muni Radio later?
Yes, I'm planning on going to Mutiny Radio later. I need to sign up. I forgot to do that.
Oh, I've never signed up for that.
You just show up? All right.
I don't even do that.
I'll show up. I'll bring Pam some food.
I don't even know her process. Like, I don't got a Venmo account or anything.
All right.
I don't know. So, thank you for being here, Ashley. And I hope your dog like got his food and didn't.
Oh yeah, he's happy.
He's happy.